Welcome along, my pals. Wait, is this episode 23?
Jordan here?
I'm gonna go LeBron episode because LeBron is my GOAT. Everybody likes Michael Jordan. Nobody even watched him play. Let's be real here. When he was out of his prime, we were like 8 years old. It was like, oh, Jordan's my GOAT. I was like, all right, bitch. Was he? Was
I mean,
he?
the impact lingered for
Oh,
years.
well, no. Yeah, but he's also like doesn't seem to be a great guy. But shoes are
That's
fantastic,
fair.
and I will.
That's fair low key. That's kind of fair low key.
LeBron is a great person. He's my GOAT. But yeah, if it was like Jordan's my GOAT, I'm like, you've never seen a single game. And if you do, you don't remember because you were literally 8 years old when
A
he.
toddler.
You remember Wizards Jordan, which was not the GOAT. Anyway, welcome to Long Lost Pals, episode 23, a show of segments. Karrin is back in one piece after having a 72-hour travel back to the
It,
States.
it was a very tumultuous journey home. I'll definitely fucking say that.
Tumultuous is such a great word. God, that's a good one, and it was. But you made it, and look at us here on episode 23. People said we wouldn't make it. I don't think anybody actually said that. I
The
don't think
the
anybody
people was us. The people was us. We're
and
never
look
gonna
at,
make it.
and we did make it. So we'll get started, and today we're gonna do it how we always start it. We're gonna get into our bottom five segment. Now, bottom five is a segment. Oh, I'm Joey, by the way.
I'm Corinne. In case.
I never remember that, but it's kind of unimportant in the grand scheme of things. Like, if you don't know by now, bitch, like, I don't think we're getting any new viewers on YouTube. It's the same people every week. But yeah, I am Joey, just in case you were wondering. Uh,
No, I will say that there's like pods that I listen to and they like say the same shit all the time. And I'm like, oh, we know this. But I'm like, okay, you got to be fair. There might be somebody new here listening. So just in case we do get that person that's like, I'm going to check out episode 23 because 23 is my favorite number. That's Joey. I'm Corinne. This is Long Lost Pals. Tell them what bottom five is.
One day we'll get a newbie. It's a segment where we do the opposite of the popular thing, where people list their top five of a given category, and we list our bottom five of a given category. This week, this one was my idea, inspired by myself as I looked in the mirror, and I just said, "Hey, Corinne, do you want to do bottom five bald guys or bald people?"
That was actually a really good one.
So we're doing bottom five, and this can be a fictional person, it can be a real life person. It could be whoever we want. It could be cartoon. And Corinne, I went first last week, I believe. So I will start the timer. We get 2.5 minutes for this segment. Your bottom five bald people. I better not be on that shit.
All right, number five, I'm gonna start it nice and slow. I'm going with Amber Rose, this bald bitch, and I'm gonna say that a lot because all of these people on here are some bald ass bitches.
Relax.
This bald bitch, she said a couple of controversial things all the time. She's been in the spotlight. She dated Kanye West. What can we expect? But last year, this bitch popped out in a fucking MAGA hat talking about Trump 20. Exactly, Trump
I forgot.
2024. You stupid bitch. You're making us light skins look bad, and your head tattoo looks fucking dumb. Amber Rose, you're my number fucking five. Number four, I'm going with Steve Harvey. This Mr. Potato Head ass looking bald bitch has been writing marriage books, counseling people in relationships. Meanwhile, he's been divorced 2 times. Cat Williams said he's been stealing his jokes and he was wearing a microphone. He was wearing a wig that looked like a microphone on that show that he fucking had. And I believe Cat Williams. So fuck you, Steve Harvey, and your Mr. Potato Head looking ass. You're number four on the goddamn list. Number three, I'm gotta go with Jeff Bezos, the billionaire bald-headed bitch. He's a billionaire, so we already know he's trash. He's exploiting his workers. He's not paying them what they fucking owe. Now we also know that he's a cheap bitch because he's aligned himself with the MAGA movement so that he can evade paying taxes. Everybody in Venice was protesting his wedding. Good for them. I support it. Fuck Jeff Bezos. Number two, I'm going into the fattest, biggest bald head bitch of them all, Dr. fucking Phil, because this motherfucker is a laughing stock in the psychology community because everybody knows that he's a fucking phony. His license fucking was revoked almost 20 years ago. He's literally just exploiting all these people on his show for trauma, like exploiting all their trauma for fucking views. He has sexual misconduct allegations out on him. Exactly. Ew. Fuck Dr. Phil, and I fucking quotations around doctor because you're not even fucking doctor anymore. Number one, I'm going very petty. I'm going with George Costanza from fucking Seinfeld because not only was he the Mr. Krabs of the Seinfeld universe, but he was also just objectively not a good person. This guy saw an apartment fire break out at a children's party, pushed all of the children aside, including an old lady, to run to the door and get out of that motherfucker. Another bad thing that he did was he was so cheap, he bought cheap ass invitations for his wedding that he didn't want to go to. His fiance licked them all to send out the invitations and ended up dying. He didn't even care. Fucking George Costanza, even in the fucking hypothetical fictional world that you live in, you're trash as fuck. He's my number one. Actually, I really didn't think that I was going to hit time on that one, but clearly I had a lot more to say than I thought.
Couple of things. I didn't know any of that Dr. Phil stuff.
No, he's absolutely trash. I mean, I had heard that I heard like years ago that he wasn't actually like licensed as a doctor anymore, and I was like, that sounds about right because I've seen clips of him, and he gives out really bad advice, so I could believe that he's not actually a doctor.
But without him, there's no Bad Baby. And I mean, I think that's
You
something
know
we're,
what? I feel bad for her because she came on his show and she was sexually assaulted by a family member and he swept it under the rug and look at where she's at now. Exactly.
I
Fuck
don't know
him.
much. I do like the one song. I'm ashamed to admit it. The
No.
Gucci
Wait,
flip
Gucci flip
flop.
flops?
Yeah. I can bitch in my socks. I don't remember how it goes, but I did enjoy that. Wasn't Lil Yachty on that song too? Might have made that up. You insulted two of the best mustaches in the game, though. Bad people or
Steve
not.
Harvey?
Steve Harvey and Dr. Phil, man, iconic mustaches. Bad day for mustaches. Yeah, I don't have any complaints about your list whatsoever. Um,
I'm really eager to hear yours.
it's nothing like yours. And like, you went with one fictional character. I end up going with three fictional characters. I tried to keep it kind of lighthearted because there are some terrible bald people out there. Like,
As
uh,
I just pointed out.
yeah, and there was like definitely like some, skinheads. I just chose not to take the. There's only one that I went to. It's kind of dark, but we'll
That's
get
fair.
into it. So my bottom five. Also, not all bald people are bitches. Okay, so
No, just on that list. Everybody on my list was a bald bitch.
all right. Number five, I'm going with Mr. Clean because he is the epitome of the lazy bald person joke. Once you go bald, everybody calls you Mr. Clean. That shit is uncreative. First of all, Mr. Clean is a clean face, baby face, son of a bitch. Great physique on the guy. I like the all white outfit, like he's a member of the Backstreet Boys, or he's already in heaven. There's that one commercial where he's like shaking his butt a little bit. I'm like, sexy guy. But not all bald people look like Mr. Clean. Once you've heard that joke once, you've heard it a million times. It's low hanging fruit. It's not creative, and it's just a lazy way out. Mr. Clean, because of you, I've got to hear that shit for the rest of my life. You're number one, or number five. I did the you thing. Number four, I'm going Megamind. The reason I'm going Megamind, I've never seen this movie before, but here's the thing: when you teach and when you work in education, especially in middle school, you have a lot of kids that try to hurt your feelings. You have to have thick skin. I have pretty thick skin. Like there was only a few times where kids would insult me and it would actually hurt my feelings. And one time, what really stuck with me, I had a heart to heart with this girl. She was having a really rough time. She cried. She was in my room. We were just talking. And I was like, I got your back. I really care about you. And we had like a really good special moment. I'm like, you know what? Our relationship's up from here. Within 30 minutes to an hour, she called me Megamind in front of the whole class. I'm like, dog, like what just happened? The sense of betrayal, the knife in my back, I'm still trying to get that bitch out. It's jammed so deep in there in between my shoulder blades. It was the most disrespectful thing of all time. And then I looked at my head one day in the mirror. I was like, damn, that is a long ass head. So maybe she's a little accurate, but I felt betrayed. So that's number four. Number three, I'm going Hulk Hogan. We talked about all the reasons I don't like him last time. I'm not like you. I don't like to tap dance on the graves of dead people. But the reason I don't like him is that fool was bald for like probably like close to 50 years. And he just kept that stringy blonde bullshit in the back. Like, look, I give George Costanza a pass. I think his name is Jason Alexander. I give George Jefferson a pass. Like, I get it. You got the little Scully thing going on. This little dangly blonde bullshit that you try to hide behind a bandana, dude, give it up. I saw one picture of myself, saw I was going bald, shaved my shit off. People need to give it up. Hulk Hogan, you're number three. Number four, I'm going Walter White. He poisoned a child. He let Jesse's girlfriend die of an overdose. He kills Mike Ehrmantraut, who's probably how I'm going to look when I turn 80 years old because he has big ears, a big nose, and he's bald. So that's my future. I don't like him killing him. And on top of that, like as a former educator, you're supposed to always have the best interest of your students in your mind, no matter what, even if you don't like those students. He pretty much took Jesse from a bad path to a terrible path and put him in all kinds of awful situations, traumatized him for life and got him in a world of crime. And he's responsible for murders and things like that. So I'm going Walter White. Number five, I'm going with all, or number one, God, I did that thing twice. I'm doing all my negative doppelgangers. So as a teacher, I'm making a lot of teacher references, but those are the people who make fun of me for being bald the most, students. I'm going. They told me I look like Johnny Sins, which is apparently a porn star. I don't want to look like a porn star. And that's not my ideal situation. My next doppelganger, they said I look like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is apparently like a misogynistic, sex trafficking rapist, possibly. Don't want to be that guy. And then the other one is the guy that killed Gabby Petito. I think his name is Brian Laundrie. People were texting me like, dude, don't go outside. They're looking for this guy right now. You look just like him. Like, I don't know why they can't like reference my more accurate doppelgangers, ones with similar builds, like Vin Diesel and The Rock. They got to give me all these other ones. But, those guys, they're number one. And that's my bottom five.
Bro. First of all, you know what's so crazy is like I went through like when you're like bald people, I'm like, okay, let's go bald. Obviously, Mr. Clean is one of the first people that popped up, and I'm like, we love Mr. Clean. You can't put him on there.
He
Your
wants to kill your
fucking
ball.
ass had the nerve to put him on this list.
People made me hate him. Great. The magic eraser, fantastic. But literally, the second you shave your head, the Mr. Clean jokes, maybe if it's just if you're white, they are endless. They are endless, and they're so lazy. I need some creative, like some creative juice if you're going to insult me.
Also, fuck, missed opportunity for putting Andrew Tate on mine. Damn it. I wasn't even thinking about him. He would have been great to put on my list. And
I don't know anything about him.
he's trash. Trump pardoned him. So there you go. There's all the information that you need.
Yep.
The Hulk Hogan. It's so funny because like I see so many guys who have like their hairline is like, and I'm like, just cut it off, bro. Just let it. Stephen A. Smith, let it go, fam. I'm trying to think of another guy who I'm like, bro, your forehead is like back here. Just cut it
Have you
off.
seen Tom Thibodeau, the coach of the New York? My hat's all sideways, like it's 2005. Have you seen the head coach of the Knicks that just got fired this year, Tom Thibodeau? Look it up afterwards. The worst hair you've ever seen.
Just let it go, dude.
It's
I was
scary,
bald
but you got to do it.
Yeah, I was bald for like 4 years of my life, and I'm still like I'm not bald, but I was shaving my head for
It's a
like.
little different, so you can get to choose. But I don't.
It
You don't
is.
know our struggle.
I lived that life though. I lived that life.
Not the same. You don't know our lives.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, that wraps up bottom five. Shout out to bald people everywhere. Nobody knows our struggle. Karrin just tried to act like she,
I was in the gang, bro. I was bald.
couldn't walk a mile with our bald heads without sunscreen. All right, next we're going to get into a segment that I thoroughly enjoy that Karrin just isn't angry enough to do, apparently, which is our throw the beef back on the grill segment. If it was up to me, we'd do this every week. But Karrin has a hard time thinking of people she hates. So maybe she's just a more forgiving individual. Maybe she's just a more loving individual. But this is a segment where instead of doing the noble thing where we forgive somebody for wronging us in the past, we do the opposite and we unforgive them and we bring up old shit and
reestablish anger.
Reestablish anger. And I guess I have to go first. Karrin, have you ever been in a fight before?
Yes.
That is hilarious. I got to ask you about that later. I've only been in one fight in my whole life.
Same.
When I was around like 19, between like 19 and 23, I had like a lot of pent up testosterone. I don't know who I thought I was. I think every guy goes through this where you just have like this angry phase. Where you just want to fight a lot. I had no reason to think I was able to fight or to think I was a tough guy. I'm not a tough guy, and I don't know, but for some reason I thought I was for a while. So back in the day, this is pre-Uber days. It was a summer. The e-bus in Austin doesn't run. So there was this guy that would drive a limo around. And you pay him like $5. He'd drive you around this old ass limo and he'd take you home. It was essentially like an Uber. So we're about to get in. I was about to get in the front seat of his limo and I'm walking by the back and this guy that's in the back seat goes, "Hey man, you suck your own dick." And I go, "Wait, what?" He goes, "You suck your own dick." He accused me of doing the Marilyn Manson. So one, the worst insult of all time. But when you're 21 years old, oh my God, you might have just said like insulted me in the worst way possible. I swear the world was crashing down. I was so insulted. So I'm sitting in the front seat with my friend, not the best friend to be with in this situation. He is one of my best friends, but not the best one because he loves fighting and loves violence. So I told him, I was like, you know what, we get out, I'm gonna say something to this dude. And he's like, all right, I got you. I was like, I'm gonna say something. So we get out, this crowd, we're outnumbered 2-8, first and foremost. So we get out there and I'm like, who told me to suck my own dick? And this guy's like, hey, man, we have the same biology class. Hey, it's good to see you. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I was like, who told me to suck my own dick? And of course, it's the biggest guy there. He's like 3 or 4 inches taller than me, probably got 30 pounds on me. He's like, and they're like, he did. And I was like, you did? And he's like, yeah. So I go up to him and push him. And at that point, there's no backing down. But instead of throwing hands, which I thought was going to happen because that's only fighting I'd seen, he tries to wrestle me. So I get this fool in a headlock. I got him. I got him locked. They were running the walls and shit. My elbows bloody. Next thing I know, there's a wave of people running towards us. And I guess, like, even though we were severely outnumbered, my friend, who will not be named, decided it was a good idea to punch somebody in the face. So he punches somebody. So all of them are starting to swarm, and we're about to get jumps. I have to throw the guy off. And we're like, square, like, what's up? What's up? Doing that whole thing. We get back in the limo. We leave. And you know what? From that moment on, I never know what my professional fighting career would have been. If I would have dominated that fight, who knows? I might have been in the UFC by now. If I would have got dropped, maybe, I'm never going to fight again regardless because I have a wife and 2 kids. And if you get beat up when you have a wife and 2 kids, that's embarrassing as hell. So I pray to never get in a fight because I don't want to get my ass whooped. I'm past the time where that's acceptable. I'm 34, almost 35 years old. I've never been punched in the face. I want to keep that up. So my professional street fighting record, amateur fighting, street fighting is 0-0-1. I'll consider a tie. Even though I was winning, there was no definite decision. But that guy, I ain't forget you told me something on my own dick. That was insulting. Also impossible.
I definitely, when this is over, I need the name of the friend who you were with.
You could
And
guess it, but yeah, for sure.
yeah, I think that I know who it
You
was.
know it for sure, but yeah.
It's very funny because people don't know how goofy you are. So to think of you being like mad, like period, to the point of where you're like, I'm gonna talk shit to this guy and incite a fight, it's very fucking laughable.
To be fair, he didn't talk. I wasn't talking shit to him. I was confronting him about
You were
talking
standing up for yourself.
because he was so rude. Major insult there.
All right, I feel like mine is a little bit lower scale than this, but all right, I'm ready. Okay. So this is like freshman year. It was either freshman or sophomore year of high school. So I was either 14 or 15. And I used to run track and cross country. So I don't know which group of runners that I was working out with, but we were in the fucking gym or whatever. I'm on the bench and I have like 2 dumbbells. Like I said, I'm a 14-year-old girl, 15 possibly. So they're just like
Two
10s.
pounders.
They're they weren't two. They were either 10s or 15s. Then I'm just on the bench laying down. So I'm flat. My quote unquote best friend at the time, who shall remain unnamed.
We've talked about her before, I think.
Yeah,
Not
we
great.
definitely have. She is the exact one who was there during the scar at the parade. So so we're in the gym and I'm laying down on the bench doing dumbbell like presses, like chest presses or whatever. She gets the bright idea to fuck with me and like poke my stomach in like a tickling kind of manner. I obviously recoil, and the way I'm trying to drop the weights, I instinctively recoil and I try to drop the weights so that I don't like hurt myself. Well, I end up dropping the 10 or 15 on my fucking hand, and my finger ends up breaking. I end up breaking the bone that's in the tip of my finger, have to go to the hospital. Of course, my mom was, I remember the coaches calling my mom, and like, obviously I'm crying because I broke a bone, albeit it was just my finger. And that is the only bone that I've broken in my life, I'm proud to say. Albeit it was just my finger, but obviously I broke a fucking bone, so I'm crying. And my mom is on the phone crying. There was a whole bunch of hullabaloo that happened. I have to go to the hospital, x-rays and shit. I was in a splint for probably like a month. All of this because my best friend wanted to poke fun in the fucking gym. So I take lifting in the gym very seriously now. It is not a playground, you guys. You can really get hurt in that fucking place.
This is 8th or 9th grade.
It was either ninth or 10th. It was either freshman year or sophomore year. I just know that I was at KF.
Yeah, no, you've only broke that little bone in your finger.
That's it. Just that
Never
one.
experienced
This
life,
finger. I
dude.
had a splint and they put like a huge one that covered like the whole hand to keep the whole bone straight. But yeah, like they did an x-ray and like this entire finger from like this knuckle up was just shattered in pieces.
Yeah, them 2 pound weights will do that to you.
There were 10s or 15s.
I think there was a lot of signs that you should have stopped hanging out with this person. And I feel like you were ignoring them. I feel like you were ignoring them.
That doesn't even scrape the surface of the signs
And there
either.
was like 9 more years of friendship. All right, that wraps up Throw the Beef back on the grill. Time for us to go back to being forgiving people for now. We're now going to get into our Boomer Moment of the Week. Boomer Moment of the Week is just a chance for us to complain about something that's pissed us off. We get a minute for this segment. Karrin, you are on the clock.
Okay. As you know, I was just on vacation, so I was traveling. The airport is a great place to find shit to complain about. And the thing that I'm going to pick out today is people and groups that stand or walk really slow in highly trafficked areas. Number one, look, you can assume that everybody walking around the airport is in a rush. Period. Everybody is in a fucking rush in the airport. Just assume that. So if you're not in a rush, get the fuck out of the fucking way. People who congregate in like in the middle of the fucking aisle, move to the side, people. People who just want to stop and chat, move the fuck out of the way. And this applies to everywhere. I'm talking about the club, the bar, and back at school. Get the fuck out of the way. I'm really sick of people just stopping and standing in really high traffic areas. Like if you're standing near the bathroom, get the fuck out of the fucking way for the bathroom door. People are coming in and out of there. If you're not getting a drink, get the fuck away from the bar, people. You're just clouding up the area where everybody else is trying to get in and out of very fast. That's my fucking boomer moment this week is slow people and people who stop and stand in the middle of highly trafficked walkways.
I feel like that's fair.
It's not that just a lack of self-awareness,
I, I, I don't. I was like, somebody told me this recently. It might have been you. I think it might have been you because I was complaining about my travel. We missed our flight to Europe or whatever. I think
Probably
it was like you were saying, assume everybody's in a hurry. Like you should assume everybody's in a hurry. Like at the airport, like don't assume because there are people who show up like 4 hours early,
yeah.
old white men, and like when you do that, like
Also
you,
me.
yeah,
Also me.
well,
I'd rather be early than late.
that's fair. I mean, yeah. All right, I'm gonna get into mine. I don't think I'm gonna need a full minute, but mine's very minuscule. It's just annoying, and like I'm like, what are we trying to prove here? I told you about this, and you thought I was lying. So my pet peeve and like my boomer moment of the week is when I go to like apartment complexes or random neighborhoods, and there's some obscure speed limit. Like I've seen some recently that are like 14 or 16 or 11 miles per hour, and you thought I was lying, and I sent you a picture of one I saw in the wild. Like, what kind of shit are we trying to do here? Are we trying to be cute? Is this ironic? Is this somebody who passed away's favorite number? Like, what is the deal here? I don't understand. Nobody's gonna go 11 miles per hour. Okay, first of all, these are like speed limits are already outrageous, and then you're just doing some obscure number. Like, you're like, all right, like they have like 3 kids. Like, all right, pick a number out of a hat, and that'll be the speed limit in this apartment complex. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, dumb as hell. Doesn't even look right. Multiples of five, please. That's my boomer moment of the week.
Please make sure to add the picture that you sent me
Was it
because
the 16 I
I
had?
really was like, I don't think that I've ever seen it.
Was it the 16 or was it
It
the
was 14.
it was
Speed limit 14. He has the receipts, guys. I'm a fucking witness. I
and it's
can
not the
attest.
first time. Like this shit is like I've seen it multiple times. I feel like I've seen 21, 20, 20, 20. We need 23 miles per hour to represent this episode. All right, we're gonna get in now to our quick news segment. Quick news when we go over that was bad. When we go over 4 current event topics that vary in category. I gotta like write something down to explain this because this shit is a terrible explanation every week. Pretty much
Yeah,
we go over
you try to
four
do it.
news
Yeah.
topics, and we do four because we used to do five, and Karim was like, "Hey, there's two of us. We can break it up evenly, and we always take way too much time. Why don't we do four?" And now we do four. And Karim, I'm asking you the first question. So Shadeur Sanders. Apparently, this is a Cleveland Browns show now. We just talk about the Cleveland Browns all the time. Their quarterback situation is the most interesting thing in our life.
Wait, where's the timer?
Oh, I apologize. It is right here. But good thing I didn't waste that 30 seconds just now. Shadeur Sanders, who was supposedly fourth on the Browns depth chart for quarterbacks, made his preseason debut. It was very strong. Do you think there's a chance that he starts a game this year, even though he's fourth string? Because I'm not buying that shit.
I don't think that he's gonna end up starting a game unless the three people in front of him end up getting injured. He did have a strong start, but Kenny Pickett went 4-0 last season or 2 seasons ago, whenever the fuck Pittsburgh preseason. I don't want to say that it means nothing. I think that it's good. He has pretty good stats. He was 14 of 23, 138 yards, two touchdowns. I just had to pull up the stats. He did good. But as far as being completely ready for a full NFL game, I won't co-sign it yet. MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, your fucking idol, your doppelganger who has hair, dropped a new album, and apparently it's pop. Are you gonna listen to your boy's shit?
I don't know if it's pop. It might be technically like alternative. I don't know what he was trying to do, but
I think it's all.
people really got mad at him when he changed his genre of music. And I told you, like, I never listened to his rap music. I have this weird complex of white rappers. Besides, like people like Mac Miller and like Post Malone, like people, I don't know. I just never was a big Eminem fan. I never listened to Machine Gun Kelly's like rap music. But I liked his album before, and people like looked at me like I'm crazy for saying I liked it. I listened to this one today. It was fairly enjoyable. So I would recommend giving it a listen. Maybe if you miss that type of music, because kind of is alt-ish, give it a listen. But yes, I appreciate people expanding their range. Trump has deployed the National Guard and declared federal control of D.C. police to crack down on crime. Graham, what is happening?
First of all, he's a liar. The crime rate in DC is literally like at its lowest right now, and it was getting lower. What he's doing is exercising he's basically invoking fear among the population so that they support him launching the fucking military to basically do fucking nothing. He's just doing this so that he can do it everywhere. And it's just fascism and authoritarianism. So, just be on the lookout for, martial law to get implemented I'm just checked like any fucking day now. You know what I mean? Okay. Travis Kelce, your other boy, your other fucking twin,
Every white guy is my guy today.
was in GQ dressed as a school of fish crossing guard. Did you see that? Do you think that he's sexy? Was he giving or not? Man Crush Monday?
He was giving. I'm not gonna lie. That was sexy. It was a weird outfit, but GQ always got
God, bro.
that boy was sexy. First of all, got the Razor Ramon vibe. The hey Chico, if you don't know that, you're too young. But I'm also every time I see stuff like that, I send you that GIF, and I'm always like worried that I like make a joke or think of something that's already a thing in my head that I haven't seen, and people are gonna think I recycled that joke, or like that thing. But no, big hairy guy. But I don't know, man. Looking pretty sexy to me. I like me. If I was a gay man, I'd like me a little beefcake. Got a little meat on the bones. You know what I'm saying? Got the Shawn Michaels body hair going. I'm with it. Hey, the vest didn't make any sense, but you know what? That was
Why? Why does he have on a construction vest? He's in the water. I don't what's going on.
that's on GQ. That's not on him.
I'm not
Sexy.
liking, first of all, let's talk about the mustache.
Was he sexy?
Look, you guys, not all of y'all can pull off the mustache. I think yours looks good. It's connecting to the beard. So I'm gonna let you make it. But if you cut that beard, if you cut the 5 o'clock, if you cut the gristle off down here,
That was
cut the
literally
mustache
last
off.
week. I literally had that. Last week on the show, I literally had that. You didn't even notice. So before you try to play me, I had it last week, and I mentioned
the
it. You didn't
the
know.
porn stash, the cop, the racist cop, cut it off. It does not look on like 90% of y'all. So let it fucking go.
I
I
guess
did
it's
like
10%.
Travis's fake black era. I liked that era where he was going with the ball fade. It looked really good. He
He
had
has
the
that
clean
again, I think,
he had the clean. No, his hair was long in the new shit.
but not
That's why he's
anymore.
going
He
Razor
cut it off. He cut
Ramon.
it off.
He
No,
switched on y'all.
he was going Leo. He was going Leo DiCaprio. He had the '90s Leo going.
The Titanic.
He had the every son from Home Improvement going on.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
ATT, but it was like I think the older brother Brad really had the haircut. My boy Junior Floyd from Little Giants, he
he's
had that haircut going on.
he's had attractive eras. The shit from GQ was not attractive. I can't give him a pass on that one. I can't.
Again, I don't think our opinions matter though. Like we're not like
You know what? I think the opposite. I think that our opinions matter the fucking most because men aren't even out here trying to attract women. They're out here trying to attract other men. So I would say your opinion matters more than Taylor Swift's does. If you walked
Travis,
up to
I
him,
loved it.
if you walked up to now you're telling him the wrong advice.
I loved it, Travis. All right.
Wrap it up.
Always. All right, now we're going to move into our final segment, which is
Has two
recommendation.
kids, by the way.
Always is synonymous for never. All right, we're going to final segment, which is recommendations. This is where we give a chance to recommend an activity, a song, an album, a movie, something that we want you to partake in. And Karrin, I believe that you are going first.
Horror lovers, as I said before, we're fucking eating this year. I saw Weapons on Monday. It's phenomenal. 5 out of 5. I know last week or the week before, I recommended Together 4.5 out of 5 stars. This was somehow even better. And I was kind of mad because Weapons was getting so much praise. And I was like, bro, y'all are sleeping. Like, Together was fire. Weapons was fucking fire. Can't recommend it more highly. Go to the movies right now and see that shit. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way.
They just
Exactly.
handing out 100%. I feel like it was like the third movie recently. You're like, oh, it's 100%. Like, all right.
Well, Together came out at 100% too, but after like more people see it, it did drop down. But it only dropped down to 96.
What is this? A spelling test in elementary school? Half the class gets 100. Cat, yeah, CAT. Recommendation for me, man. I'm gonna go with having a creative outlet. If you're not working your dream job as an adult, life can get tough, right? Like sometimes you're just like, what am I doing? I'm working a 9 to 5. It's not my favorite thing in the world. Like, have a creative outlet. Like Corinne, we always make jokes about having like 6 views. It's primarily me that makes the joke, but like I enjoy doing this every week. I do like that other thing I've been doing for a while, that for love of the H shit that I pick up and drop every now and then. But now I have a less stressful job, so I think I'm in it for the long haul. Like do something that you enjoy that helps you create something. If you're an artist, draw. If you're a singer, sing. I can't do none of that shit, so I just do random other things like this.
Your sister can.
But have a boy, you lying. Have a creative outlet. Have a creative outlet. Unless your job's dope, then don't do shit but watch TV. Um,
Yo, shout out to Sam real quick.
with that weak ass voice. That's episode 23. Shout out LeBron, not Jordan, but your shoes. Shout out to Jordan because I would definitely wear Jordans if I wear LeBrons. I think Dom Kennedy has a line about wearing LeBrons in the club or something like that and how it's lame. Yeah, don't do that. Um,
You can wear Jordan in the club though.
you can. Well, you
I got
can.
some
No,
eights.
you can.
I got some eights. I recently, you know what? People was dumping on six
Hey,
rings.
no Jordans tonight, pal.
I got some 6 rings, low key though, and I got some 13s.
All right, we're gonna wrap up the six on the 6 rings comment. We're gonna wrap this up. Karen, terrible shoe taste. No Jordans tonight. No big polos. That's what that's what bouncers used to say on Sixth Street to make it seem like they
What?
were being racist, but they were. No forces tonight. Shirts
Yeah,
too.
I got no boots one time when I had Tim's on. I'm like, motherfucker, this is Texas. You're gonna tell me that I can't wear boots? Get the fuck out of here with your
Fair.
fucking.
Tim's are
I'm gonna
more
say
of
the
New
C
York.
word. I'm gonna say the C word, you fucking cracker. Fuck
Oh,
out of
I
here,
thought you
bro.
were
That
going
shit.
the other C word, which I was like,
What?
what? That's huh?
What other C word?
There's only one C word. Cracker is not the C word. Nobody gives a shit if you call people crackers. At least, I mean,
I
that's a
was trying to be respectful of your
That's a
culture.
lie. 95% of the white population probably gets offended if you call them cracker, but to me, that is not an offensive word. That's, yeah, whatever. But episode 23, we're done. We appreciate folks who partake in listening to the show, and we appreciate anybody who's not a hoe. Not not like that. Like who are like anybody who speaks highly, because sometimes people don't like share it or they don't like do anything, but they're like, you know what, you're doing a good job. So anybody who's like that and not a hater, maybe not a hater,
Anybody who's nice to us, we like you.
you do. I'm a sucker for that. Just be nice to me. Talk to me nice.
Fuck nice, bro.
Corinne's mom, she's back from Jamaica. Don't worry, Miss Lana, she made it. It was a long journey. I was quite worried. I'm sure you were too. But hey, just know if you need somebody to worry with you, I'm here for you.
All right, that's enough talking to Lana.
And you got to do what Karrin's plane should have been doing, and that's stay fly. We're out of here.